Hey everyone, it is Rolly, and so I'm just trying to, hang on a second, I'm trying to go live on Instagram as well. New feature, I haven't done this in a while. So happy birthday to me. It is late, but today is the start of my annual gratitude challenge. So I usually do 30 days of a gratitude challenge. And this year I had a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? Just because there's been so many things that have shifted for me. And so it's like, how am I doing this? What am I going to do? And how am I going to present my gratitude challenge? And so up until last night, still had absolutely no idea how I was doing this and what I was doing or where it was going to take me. And so late last night, I got an aha, which is one of the things that has been happening a lot since I want to say after I was sick. So December, January, I was sick a lot. So I would just get over one bug and I would get a new one. And so December and January was really tough in terms of me being able to get things figured out and what it is that I was doing. And so there's been a lot of, so I want to say probably mid-January, I think, is when it was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing this, and still trying to figure out things. And so I've got a few new programs that I am focusing on and what it is that I'm doing. And so that kind of led to my annual gratitude challenge. So for those of you who are new to me and don't know anything about the reason for my gratitude challenge, so April 1st is my birthday. It's also the beginning of April 1st isn't the beginning of the zodiac sign, but Aries is the beginning of the zodiac sign. And so I have been doing this gratitude challenge for quite a few years. I want to say probably, I want to say 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer. But for sure 5 years, because I know for sure that I started this, the gratitude challenge for April 2020, which was my 50th birthday. So I know for sure that it's at least 5 years, but I think that it was longer than that. I think that I started a little sooner, before COVID, but it's been 5 years since we've done since we were on lockdown. So when I turned 50, I was stuck at home by myself. Well, not by myself. Sheldon and Evelyn were there. But I didn't have, I wasn't able to do anything special, go out for dinner, and do any kind of special kind of things. And so, so that was how I brought in my 50th birthday. And so, but on the 1st of April, like I said, for at least 5 years, I'm pretty sure it's been longer, but I started gratitude challenge. And so the reason why I started the gratitude challenge, way back when, it has to have been more than that, because when I started the gratitude challenge, it was like that reminder of when things were really not good. And so back in 2014, it would have been December 2014, I really struggled. And so 2013, 2014, I was really struggling. But 2014 was when shit literally hit the fan. And so one of the things that I started doing, and I think it was somewhere around January, February, of 2015, is that I started the gratitude challenge, or the gratitude. So it was a day of gratitude. So every morning I would post on Facebook what it is that I was grateful for. And some days I really struggled with what it was that I was grateful for. And so Um, but it was one of those things of like just pushing forward and just moving ahead and having that transformation or having that shift of thinking. So, like shifting my mindset around what it was that was going on. And I was not in a good place. I was really struggling. I literally wanted to just keep my head under the covers and didn't want to face the world. And so gratitude is what really brought things to life for me. And so that was really, really important for me to really kind of like take notice. And so I decided last night that with this year's gratitude challenge is that it's not actually going to be a gratitude challenge. It really is going to be a shift and like really changing up some of the things that are going to happen. So earlier today on my business page, I posted um, moon's mirror. And so every day it's about being able to focus um, on reflection within. So like really tapping into that, looking at things from a deeper standpoint. And so like after these 5 years of and not just for me, for everybody, like in terms of like COVID and how things have actually shifted and what it is that was going on in the world. And so we were all impacted. And so I was having dinner with someone today for my birthday. And so I'm out of town, and so I'm in a different spot. And so my friend and I were having dinner. We were just talking. We were just talking about a number of different things. But one of the things that is hugely prevalent is how high anxiety is for most people. And so for most of you who know who I am, you know that I have struggled with my own anxiety over the years, and that I really focus on helping women focus through or work through the anxiety in different ways. And it's always different each time because it depends on what's going on with a person and what their beliefs are, and really just kind of shifting and having a different perspective on that. And so Moon's Mirror is going to be 365 days. So it's starting today and it'll end March 31st of 2026. And so for every day, I will share a social media prompt. So I will actually have, so for example, today's prompt is, what solid foundation am I grateful to be building in my life right now? And so the solid foundation for me is really tapping into the lunar cycle. And so I've been using the lunar cycle for a number of years, and I use it with clients. But like this year, I'm really tapping into like what is happening, what are these waves, what are things that are going on. And so my solid foundation for me, and that I'm grateful for, is the lunar cycle and really tapping into that. So today is the waxing crescent. So we're in that waxing crescent energy in Taurus. And so, and Taurus is that earth sign. So like, it's like being grounded and focused and connecting with family and friends, and which is one of the things that I got to do today, which was wonderful. And so just really being able to be in this moment, being able to be in this energy. And so one of the things that is also different this year is that with the Aries cycle is being able to really kind of hone in this month with this new moon in Aries, is really honing in on the fact that Neptune has moved into Aries for the first time in 165 years. And so ultimately, what does that mean is where we have that energy of being able to, so Neptune is like healing and transformation and change and shifts, and Aries is all about taking action. And so that's kind of one of the things that's happening with this Aries energy, is really tapping into that, really tapping into that. And so like being able to have this shift in terms of my gratitude challenge and how I'm going to be looking at things differently is really kind of looking within. So it's not just like, what am I grateful for? Oh, I'm grateful for the sun shining today or whatever. It's really kind of looking in more deeply about what it is that I'm building in my life. And so, what it is that I'm building in my life for me is really moving with those ebbs and flows more readily and being more accepting of those ebbs and flows and how things really shift is because I like things to be going a certain way, and it doesn't always happen, right? So we don't always have control um over the things that happen. And when we have anxiety and things don't go the way that we think they should, or that they go, or that they do. And so it's really important for us to be able to have that look of like, what are we doing differently? How are we shifting it? And so one of the things that is different with this challenge is that, and I don't want to call it a challenge specifically because it's not really a challenge this year. It is a lifestyle. It is a shift. It is a um, being able to embody what it is that is happening and what it is that's going on in my world. And so being able to do that with anyone else who wants to be able to join. And so so in so like if you wanted to be able to join, and I should have put the link in the description, but I didn't. So, but if you go to rollyalair.ca / moons with an S, so moons, um, mirror, so moons mirror, then you'll be able to actually have access to signing up, and which will actually give you access to the portal. And then within the portal, you'll have like what the moon energy is for that day, as well as just a little something about what it is that's going on. Today's moon wisdom. So like talking about like why this is important, like what's this momentum, being able to kind of pick up on that. And then our daily prompt, the other thing is going to be like a moon medicine practice. So like how can you actually tap into this energy? So for example, moon medicine practice for today is taking a moment to connect with the earth beneath you. Stand barefoot if possible, or place your hands on soil or a stone. Feel the stability of the earth supporting you as you set your intention for what you wish to build during this lunar cycle. And so considering creating a small altar with something green and an object representing stability in your life. And so I have a stone that I chose for the new moon, and that is still in my pocket. So I have it in my sweater pocket that I typically wear most days. And so it's there so that I can actually grab a hold of it and connect with it. So I didn't connect with standing on the earth, not with all this crazy snow that we've been having here up north. But it's like, so being able to have that connection. And so like being able to like really connect. So moon observation. So like, what does the moon look like today? Can we actually see where it's actually starting to wax, where it's starting to get bigger? And so being able to, and then connection points. So as we begin this journey together on this significant day, share one intention that you're setting for our year of lunar connection. So what foundation are you grateful for to building? And so, like I said, for me, it is really about like really honing in and tapping into this energy and sharing that with whoever it is that would like to be able to join me on this journey and be able to understand a little bit about how things flow and how things like the ebbs and flows and how those things connect. And so for those of us who are female that still have a moon cycle or a period, then you have these ebbs and flows naturally, and being able to use the moon's energy as well as the energy of the lunar cycle itself. So like I no longer cycle since my surgery. And so I really need to follow the moon's ebbs and flows. And so one of the things in a conversation the other day was just this week was with a group of ladies, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this energy is intense. We had a solar eclipse. We had the new moon in Aries. We had the Neptune moving in. And so like we've got all this energy of things that are happening that that impact how things are going. So like when we have so like a solar eclipse, for example, then that's leading into the next 6 months of like where things are going and what it is that's going on. And so then come September, being able to go back and say, okay, so where has things shifted? What is it that's going on? Setting an intention during this time frame. So like even though it happened earlier in the cycle, because like it's only a couple days anyway, but like that energy still carries forward, and being able to still set our intentions and moving forward with that is really important for us to be able to do. So anyway, so if you guys want to be able to join, I will have another post again tomorrow with the prompt for tomorrow. But like there's going to be like more detail inside the portal that you will have access to. So if you sign up today, you get the email that'll actually have the first one, and then it'll have the and then tomorrow I will actually send out the second one as I build out the portal. So like I'll have things so that it actually drips on a daily basis of so that you'll actually go into the portal to be able to, and there'll be a spot where you can actually chat back and forth inside the learning portal. And you get to do that for the year with me and whoever else wants to be able to join on this journey. So yeah, so a little bit different this year, but still kind of tapping into that energy of bringing things forward. So happy birthday. May the next year be prosperous and healthy. Thank you, Francine, and you too, right? So last year at this time, or just before this time, is that I actually wrote a book. I actually had a book printed, and then I actually further had it published. And so it all is about being able to tap in and doing some journaling, specifically starting on April 1st. And so like this really ties into, so I'm going to be going back and journaling from today's prompt from inside the book, as well as really tapping into where do I want this to come and where it is that I want it to go. And so, yeah, so I am looking forward to connecting. I'm looking forward to really diving in deep for myself, and looking forward to seeing how everyone else kind of journeys through this this 2025. And so I am 55 this year. And so just really being able to, like I said, it's been 5 years since we were on lockdowns. And so like we are free. So 5 years later, we are free to do a number of different things. And so on that note, I am going to head out and get ready for bed. I have an early morning to drive back in the morning. So I have someone that has a medical appointment at 5. I have to pick them up at 4:45 to bring to the hospital, and then we will be traveling back home. So on that note, I need to get ready for bed. And so thank you, and I will chat with everybody soon. Bye for now.